recently released 2 new fragrances, but only one of them seems to be getting all the hype. So I decided to show a little love to the other one, and I went ahead and picked up Roses on Ice. If you're interested in knowing what I think, then just keep watching. Before we get into the fragrance, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things that you're into, then go ahead and subscribe now. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching. So this video is another one in my series, Love, Like, or Let Down. If you've never seen any of these videos, in it, I basically give you my first impression of a fragrance and then come back a few days later and tell you more about what I think on the fragrance. All of this is done within the same video, and at the end, I tell you if it's a love for me, a like for me, or if it was a letdown for me. So, the fragrance we're talking about today is from Kilian, and this is Roses on Ice. It was recently released, but like I said earlier, Angel Share seems to be getting all of the love. Now, I did do a video on Angel Share. Check it out if you haven't already, and I do love that one. But I was also interested in Roses on Ice from the very beginning. It's just that there's nowhere for me to smell it, and there's pretty much no reviews on it. There's a couple here and there, but I don't know, nobody has it, and I just didn't know enough about it. So after trying Angel Share, I just went ahead and ordered Roses on Ice, took the chance, ordered it from somewhere that I can return it if it doesn't work out. I don't like doing that, but if I have to, I will, because all of these brands got way more money than me. So anyway, let's get into the fragrance. So we see the box, just like the Angel Share box. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap it. So here we are, all unwrapped, and of course I like this box. Kilian never gets the packaging wrong in my opinion. So let's open it up. And just like Angel Share, it comes in what looks to be like a whiskey glass. So this is a really heavy glass bottle. The top is plastic, but it is a heavier plastic, so it feels really well made. Now, unlike Angel Share, the juice on this fragrance is actually clear. Angel Share is a dark color, so it kind of looks more like whiskey. This kind of reminds me of like vodka, if you drink like vodka on the rocks. I don't, but if you do, that's what it reminds me of. So let's go ahead and spray our first little spray. So I have my tester card here. I am super excited to try this one. This is good. Okay, this smells like cucumber and gin. I've had a cocktail that has cucumber and gin, and I'm not really sure what it's called, but that's what it smells like to me, cucumber and gin. It is very refreshing, very fresh. It's very smooth. It's not a sweet scent. I mean, it's a tiny bit sweet from like the cucumber type scent, or there's also some floral in there. I'm assuming it's rose just based off the name. So maybe it's the rose that's in the background giving it a bit of sweetness, but this is not a sweet scent. This is not a gourmand. This is really beautiful, y'all. Really, really beautiful. So it definitely smells like cucumber and gin, y'all. That's just, this is good. Okay, let me spray it on my skin. I already cleaned my skin from my fragrance this morning, so I'm gonna be trying this out today. It's still pretty early in the daytime, so I have a good amount of time to wear it and kind of formulate some thoughts. Some got in my mouth, I hate that. So, on the skin right now, it smells the same as when I sprayed it on the strip. I am gonna let it dry down and come back in a few minutes, probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and let you guys know what I think at that point. So it's been about 5 minutes and the scent has changed just a little bit. So on my skin, the cucumber has kind of mellowed out. Initially, I smelled like a blast of cucumber with the gin in the background, and then the florals were kind of like way in the background, but you could still smell them. Now they kind of smell like it's all in one. So yeah, this is really good, y'all. This is really good. On my skin, I do think that they are more of a mesh of the notes as opposed to on paper. So on the paper, when I smell it, I still kind of get that blast of cucumber, but it has mellowed out a little bit. But like on my skin, I kind of feel like it's all kind of meshed together so that you may not be able to immediately pick out a cucumber note if you didn't know it was in there. Yeah, but I still smell it. It's good. It's good. So I am super excited to wear this for the next few days. Like I said, I'm gonna wear it and then I will come back to you guys. For me, it'll be about 3 days. For you guys, it'll be a few seconds. And at that time, I'll give you a little bit more in-depth thoughts on the fragrance and let you know if it's a love, like, or a letdown. So usually in these videos, I do like to tell you, like, you know, first impressions is a love, like, letdown just from first smell. And I would have to say right now it's a love, but we shall see in a few days and for you a few seconds. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back and it's been about 3 days since I filmed the first portion of this video, so I kind of feel like I have a handle on this fragrance to be able to properly describe it to you. So first up, let's talk about how it smells. So like you saw in the first impression, initially when I smell this fragrance, I get a lot of cucumber and then the gin starts coming in. So probably the first, let's say 45 minutes or so, you get a lot of cucumber and gin. But the longer the fragrance wears on your skin, the more the other note starts to come out. So I would say that the cucumber still kind of remains, but it mellows out quite a bit. The gin still remains, but it mellows out a bit as well. And then you get those floral nuances kind of like on the back end. Musk I also get in this fragrance. And the longer that this fragrance wears on my skin, more of that comes to the forefront. Also, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but I feel like in the deep dry down this fragrance, say after about like 4 hours or so, mainly on my skin, I get musk and maybe like a hint of lime and then gin. So I don't know if it's just my mind playing tricks on me and I just automatically kind of combine gin and lime in my mind, but I swear that there's some lime in this. I tried not to look at the notes over the past few days because I didn't want to I didn't want to like sway my opinion of it, but I feel like there's some lime in this fragrance and I don't feel like I smell that initially, but as I wear it throughout the day, it definitely comes into play. So let's talk about how this fragrance wears. In my opinion, this fragrance does not project a ton. This is going to be more of a personal scent. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this fragrance. I feel like spraying it on my clothes, I get a decent amount of projection, like somebody standing, let's say like 6 feet away from me maybe could smell me, or if I walk by, I feel like people will smell the sillage of this, but that's only if I'm like heavily spraying it on my clothes. On the day when I just sprayed it on my skin, I didn't feel like anybody could smell me because I could barely smell me. Now the fragrance does last a while, but it is not, like I said, because it doesn't project that well to begin with, you may not notice it and you may forget that you're wearing it. So for instance, yesterday I wore it to work, and so I kind of wrote down the times of like sniffing myself, how I could smell it, that type of thing. So I would say that I'm able to smell this fragrance on myself without doing that for about 4 hours. If I spray it on my clothes, I was able to get little whiffs of it throughout the day, but it wasn't something that I smelled constantly. But every now and again I would get a whiff and then, you know, I would know that it was still on me. It does turn into a skin scent after about that 3-4 hour mark, and then it lasts on my skin for probably about a total of 7 to 8 hours. So it's not horrible in my opinion, but I know a lot of people, when you pay Kilian type money, you want the fragrance to last all day and be beast mode. So if that's what you're looking for, this probably is not for you. Now, I feel like with that being said, I should say that, you know, we are in almost winter. I do live in Florida, so, you know, my winter is going to be different than your winter, but I will say the past few days it has been cold here. So probably within the like 60 degrees, that's cold for us guys. Don't come for me, but for me that's cold. So because it's been cold, I don't know how this fragrance would perform in the hot weather. We haven't really had a hot day since I got this fragrance. I do think just based on the smell and the note profile that this would be better for spring, summer. And so you might get better projection like when you're out in the sun and spraying this and wearing this. I really feel like based on the way it smells that I would get better projection in the spring, summer. So please keep that in mind. Next, let's talk about Uniqueness. I think this fragrance is pretty unique in my collection. I have a lot of boozy scents, but when I think about boozy fragrances, I think about like fragrances that smell like cognac or whiskey or rum, those heavy, dark, spicy liquors. I don't have any fragrances that really smell like gin, vodka, that type of thing. Typically, that's just not like my style. I do have one that I can think of that would be kind of similar to this fragrance, and that is Juliet Has a Gun Moscow Mule. They are not the same fragrance, but the musk in that and the lime in that kind of reminds me of the musk in Kilian Roses on Ice. Not to mention, I don't have any fragrances that feature cucumber, so I feel like this fragrance is pretty unique. So where would I wear this fragrance? I think this fragrance, like I kind of said earlier, is better for spring, summer, and I feel like any daytime activity, like day party, definitely. It gives me day party vibes when I smell it. I guess it's the liquor in it, but honestly, I feel like any daytime occasion would be appropriate. I would not wear this at night any time of the year because it's just, to me, it doesn't smell night-ish enough for me. But anytime during the day where you're gonna be out and about, this just gives me like sunny weather, day party, brunch vibes. So that to me would be the appropriate place to wear it. I think it's a quite casual scent, but casual in the sense that, you know, I'm dressed down, but I still try, you know? So is it worth the price? That's always gonna be up to you. I can't be in your pockets, you can't be in my pockets. But for me, this fragrance, I don't know if it's worth the price. And the only reason I say that is because it is quite soft. And so I felt like I sprayed a lot on myself. And so I kind of feel like I would go through this bottle quickly. So that's one side of it, but I do think it's really unique. And I guess for the uniqueness, I will say that it is worth the price in my opinion. So, bottom line, is this fragrance a love, like, or a let down? Y'all know I always ask you to leave it down below. What do you think I'm going to say? So I'll give you a second. So for me, as of right now, this fragrance is a like. I know when I first smelled it, it was a love, and I do really love the initial scent of this fragrance. I love that cucumber that comes out initially along with the gin. I think it's really unique. I just think that at this moment in time, because it's not hot outside, that I'm just not fully in love with it at this moment. Now, ask me again in spring and summer when I'm not wanting to wear all my heavy scents, and let me know then, because right now I'm kind of in the mode where I just want to wear a bunch of like heavy fragrances. So I don't feel like this fragrance has like for instance, yesterday, I really wanted to wear something like super sweet and super dark and super heavy because it was really cold in my opinion. But I was testing this fragrance out and I was slightly disappointed that I was gonna wear this instead of some of my other stuff. So it is a like for me at this moment, but I'm hoping that in the spring, summer, this will become a love. I am not gonna return this fragrance. I am keeping it. I think it's really unique and I like it enough that I think I wanna keep it in my collection. But ask me in the spring and summer if it's still a love, if it's still a like, or if it's turned into a love. We'll have to wait and see. So that's it for this installment of Love, Like, or Let Down. Let me know what you think about this fragrance if you've tried it, and do you think it's worth the money? And if you've tried Angel Share, which one do you like better? If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.